Oh, hello, welcome to the stream. Good morning. My name is Ace. I'm a hobbyist. I'm learning 3D sculpting. We are sculpting characters for a webcomic that I am creating. I've already written it, and we're going to be using these 3D meshes as reference for pretty much all the scenes, okay? It's the second one that we've worked on since I've started streaming basically. This is what I have so far. We were working on the hands yesterday, and we're going to continue working on the hands. It's basically just going to be general touch-ups. We almost have the full high mesh, high poly mesh, and I am slowly building my workflow from uh, this point forward. I think we have everything before this down pat, so I am going to probably in the sometime in the near future I'll probably do a stream where we start the red topology, and once we get to about right here, because I don't want to be zoomed in on all this on Twitch, we're gonna start scope number 3. Okay, so let's get started. I need 7 sculpts in order to start doing pages. You'll be seeing that sometime in the future. I don't know when. um that's the plan. I don't know if we're gonna go fully. I don't know like, cause like I said, it's just gonna be general tweaks and touch ups. So I have no idea how long it's gonna take. But regardless of how long this stream is, I'll probably be back later, and we'll do another game stream tonight. So if you're interested in that, look out for that later, sometime around 7 Eastern time. We're going to be playing Shadow Hearts, our first time playthrough of that, part 3. All right. I'm looking at this. I want to sand that down a little bit. Okay. So we're going to do that. That should not be there. Just going to work in between the knuckles a bit. Oh, what is this? That's worse than I thought. It's like a cliff. It's like here's the land, and then there's the edge, and then there's a cliff there. We don't want that. I think what I'm going to do is we're going to try to close that space off some. Maybe I can pull the finger out, and well, we don't want to close the gap too much, because when we remesh it, we don't want the fingers to fuse together. Why does it look so? It looks just a little bit off. I just want to tweak it just a little bit. Let me see. Oh, we're in a gray zone. We're in the gray zone. I don't know where I am right now. What happened? Okay, here we go. Oh, that's the completely wrong area. What in the world? Okay, here we go. We're back. Hand doesn't look too bad. Oh, right. Yeah, I remember this. We gotta adjust those fingernails a little bit. I want to take those wrinkles out of the fingernails because they should not be there. And you know what? Let's not build any more clay on top of, or sorry, inflate. Okay, we were using inflate. Never mind. I guess I'm still waking up. I just had breakfast. I had my coffee. I'm a little discombobulated. I wake up early, but I don't really get started with streaming. I want to stream sooner. I mean, I've been saying that for a while now, but I don't really get started until around this time. There's only a few instances where I don't. Very few times where I sleep in. I think Monday was one time I slept. I slept in. I woke up at like 10:30. I was like, oh my god, I was sore. Okay, I had a broken toilet, and I had to deal with that pretty much the entire weekend. I'm still recovering from that. My legs are super sore from going running up and down steps, squatting down, crawling around, and whatnot. So it's just a small reminder that I need to work my legs out a little bit more. But we're good, bro. Everything's okay. Hope everyone out there is having a great week so far. We're on the hump day. It's been pretty hot over here. I don't think it'll be as hot as it was yesterday. I think we had what? I think it was 100 degrees yesterday, but we got 10 degrees off today. So here we are. Still pretty warm. Not the worst I felt personally, but still, you want to exercise some caution. I think the worst I felt was like 125, 130 maybe even more than that. I'm not sure. You want to talk about hot? Feel that. Well, I think I just put something in my eye. That hurt. Okay, we're good. We're just smoothing out our fingernails here. Ooh. Mm. And we're gonna keep doing it. So they don't look so wrinkled. Okay. Okay, the between the fingers doesn't look so bad anymore. I think maybe we made it look a little better. I want to smooth it out. It's still not perfect, but I'm sure in time we'll get there. I'm not gonna try to make it perfect. I mean, it's just like even I mean, we've only done a few sculpts. Most of them were practice sculpts, but this is our second official sculpt. Like this is the final form for now, and we just build upon this, from here on out. But in my practice sculpts, I don't think I had too much trouble in between the fingers. It might just be, just the way I did it this time because we're kind of winging it. I didn't follow the notes too much on this one. And as far as remeshing, I think we should definitely follow it the way I have it written down because those values were better. It was a lot less polygons, and I don't want to make this harder on myself. But I think it might not be an issue because we had, like I said, my undo steps were apparently that causes lag. So I lowered them, and we are able to work at this at this amount of polygons. So I think we're all right. I had them at 256 undo steps, which is like way too much. I don't think I'll be making that many mistakes. And that affects the system. Not my computer. My computer is pretty good, but the Blender program itself. So I lowered them back down to the default 32, and I'm gonna lower them even more when I get a little more confident. I think I'm just gonna um, lower them down to like 5, okay? And if I make a mistake, I'll just fix it. It's clay, all right? We should be able to just mold out the mistake if there's a mistake. So, you know, we'll do it that way instead. Now, let's see here. Yeah, I think the hand is good. Let's go back to the body now. I really can't see anything else to do with the hand. I'm gonna go into the toes now. We're going down we're gonna do the same thing that we did with the fingernails, with the toenails. I just need to get closer. Oops. What? Why can't I get close? I was literally just there. All right, we're underneath the floor. We haven't done the real world size stuff yet. That's something that I still have to do. Why is it not letting me get that close? Here we go again. I did something. How about orthographic view? Could that be the reason? Yeah, that is okay. And then they just back me out. They completely back me out. Where are we? Okay, we're right at the. Okay, that's dumb. That is so dumb. Come on. There we go. Are we getting closer? Can we get closer? We want to work on those toes right over there. We're not gonna go. Hey, Nihao, welcome to the stream. Good morning. Trying to get close to the toes here so we can finish them. We're not gonna go as detailed as the hands because his toes will be covered by a shoe mostly. But if I ever need to draw a scene where he's barefoot, I can. But his hands are always going to be uncovered, so and they're going to be fully articulate too. So we put the detail in that. Just now, I just need to get close. All right, it's a little better. Come on, what are we doing? Let me move the camera, please. I can't believe we got all the way up to 10 million. Actually, I can because I've gotten way higher than that on ZBrush, but for Blender, I think the highest we went was like 2 million. I kind of winged it this time. That's why. I winged it, and I don't know if that's a good thing. I was trying to test and see how much I had committed to memory, and some things I winged as a result. I didn't follow my notes too much. I did take notes on my own workflow because I found something that worked really well, and I was going to follow it like a Bible, but I decided not to. I wanted to see if I could do it without looking at my notes. And of course, I failed in that regard in some ways. I had to look when I got to the hands. I had to remember exactly what I did with the hands. But for everything else, I did pretty well. It's just we have way more polygons, way more polygons. So we're going to try to. The thing lets us. We're going to try to get to the toes. Okay, we got something here. Hey, 99, welcome to the stream. Hope you're having a great morning. We are going to finish off the toes here and then do some minor tweaks. And I think this body will be the high poly body will be done pretty much. And I'm thinking if I want to start the retopology right away because I still don't have a solid workflow for the retopology yet, but we'll see. I may have to go back to my learning material for that just to get started, and then the next time I do an art stream, we'll start that. And then once I get to the part where once I get to his groin or his butt area, then we can start another mesh. We need 7. We'll be at 3 very soon. So we're making some progress in our schedule here, our webcomic schedule. We just need 7, and we can start doing pages. I don't well, first we got to do of course the character turnarounds and all that. But I think okay, I want to make sure I have the symmetry turned on. Yeah, we won't do pages right away. I still have to do the character turnarounds and the concept art and all that stuff. Yeah, finish them toes. Yeah, I'm trying to finish the toes. I'm trying. I'm just trying to get a good angle here. Camera's being a jerk. Now I can move freely. What happened? I'm not gonna question it. Just go. Go. All right, so we're gonna do the bony landmarks for the toes. Next time I sculpt these, I'm gonna just do everything. I don't know why I skipped this. This should have been done by now. It might have been I did the toes and then I stopped the stream, and then when I came back, I just went to the next step without finishing the toes. But it's no big deal because The toes won't be, like I said, the toes won't be as detailed as the hands because the toes will be in a shoe or a boot or something for most of it, and I can just make an educated, well, not educated guess. They'll be good enough to reference, of course. Looking at this right here, we gotta go that way. We gotta go that way now. Hang on. It's kind of a weird, like, it's like a bump. It kind of comes out and then it goes into like a bump almost, and then it comes down into the toenail. That's what I'm trying to emulate here. The bony landmark for the toe. All right, and we're gonna smooth this out. Let's see. That's essentially the same angle, but not really. Hang on, I gotta move my. I wanted to make sure I didn't have another window open behind my tablet. My tablet kind of covers my other monitor a little bit because I pull it out toward me. All right. Oh yeah, we got a problem there, huh? Look at all that. That is not what we want. I think I made a little too much space there. We don't want the toes to we still don't want the toes to fuse, even though they're not really going to be as detailed as the hands or out in the open like the hands. But we still don't want them to fuse because if I decide to do a scene where for some reason he's barefoot, I don't know, maybe he's maybe he's coming out of the bathroom or something, and he'll waking up out of bed, something. I don't know. I just want the option to be there, but I want to be able to still use this as a reference, and I can just take it the rest of the way. Meaning, you see how we have these little deformities here, but we're not going to do anything about them. Or fan service for those sickos. Yeah, if you want to see a middle-aged man's feet, get some middle-aged man feet action, you can. We can do that for you. We can provide that for you. I'm sure there's somebody out there that like that. What's your thoughts on Shadowheart so far? I'm really enjoying that game, 99. It was a very good recommendation. It definitely has some quirkiness to it in a way that's it's good. I'm going to make a short about that sea mother's story. Sea mothers, that whole segment. I'm going to turn that into a short because that was just too good. That's too good to just leave that in the entire stream archive. I'm gonna edit that entire sequence and make that into a short. I cannot believe she did all the onomatopoeia and she tried to make that sad story, but since the girl has a man's voice and she's crying and she just did the whole thing. That act I want to somebody needs to do an interview for that actress, whoever that was. You can hear the saliva just coming out of their mouth when they're doing the sounds on the mic. They're basically just spitting all over the mic. I don't know what I'm gonna call the short. Maybe quality storytelling. But that was hilarious. I'm sorry, I don't know if that was supposed to be sad or horrific or what, but it was definitely hilarious. They whoever made that, whoever wrote that is a genius if that was supposed to be a comedy. If it's unintentionally funny, that's okay too. But that was hilarious. I have not laughed that hard at a video game in a long time. But other than that, yeah, I like the mechanics. There's really no I have a lot of options. I think there's one critique I well, besides, the game not being clear on some of the mechanics, is it seems that it doesn't really matter what fusion I do for which battle right now. I have not grinded anything. Wait, no, well, actually no, I grinded 8 points to get fire before we fought Lily. That's the only thing that I did as far as grinding, because I was that close to getting the fire and I wanted to see what it was and in case I needed it. And there's a but it has a it's challenging enough, I'm like I said, I'm not grinding anything. So and there's a lot of moves that well, quite a few moves that the enemy does that can really jack you up. So um that is interesting. But yeah, it's yeah, I like it. I think there's some story, some small, very small issues with the dialogue. Like they kind of really hammer down the exposition a little too much, but it's fine. It's probably just translation error. I'm not gonna say that's a detriment to the game, but it is definitely something that I hope they correct in the sequels. Not that it would matter. It's kind of funny. Some of it's kind of funny. But yeah, I like it. It's not a grinding kind of game till side quests. It's not a super challenging game. It's more for the fun. Yeah, it's like and I want to get into this series too because it's definitely one that I own, but for some reason did not finish. Dark Cloud kind of reminds me of that in a way, where it kind of has the mechanics of certain other games, but it's more streamlined. I do like it. I can't wait to see where the story's gonna go. We're gonna be tackling that later. I'm just trying to build out more of the toe here because it's a little uneven in the on this side, and the toe knuckle, as you can see. You know what? I think I'm gonna try it this way. The toe knuckle kind of sits on top of the toe meat. I'm gonna call it that, the toe meat. So we're trying to build around the toe knuckle a little bit more. That's what I'm doing right now. I'm hyped. I love when I can share my favorite games with friends. You missed other chats I sent, by the way. I did? Where? Here? In here? In this right in this chat here? It's a joke. The parody of the scary stories to tell in the dark. Yeah, I mean, it definitely had that vibe. Yes. Yeah, I think I read that. Oh yeah, in this one. Okay. It's because your early games still it makes a difference later. Are you talking about the you're talking about the fusion, right? Making a difference more later in the game. I'm assuming it will because I can they sometimes they just come out of the gate trying to destroy me in the early game. So, I can't imagine how it's going to be later games. um yeah, that's really the only yeah, I've read everything else except she comes back. Hope she has another story for us. I'm assuming it's not terribly important. That's spoiler, but yeah, it's fine. Stacking the end spells is important late game. So I'm assuming that there are going to be monsters that are weak to more than one element. Oh, the voice actress. Okay. I was gonna say she just died. She didn't even do anything. I mean, well, she was getting struck by lightning earlier, but she did the incantation, and then she just after we killed the boss, she just dropped dead right there on the spot. No last words, nothing. very sudden. Yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. I like playing. It's definitely the most unique RPG I've played. And, I haven't played very many. That's kind of the reason why I wanted to do this in the first place was um I wanted to see what kind of RPGs were out there because one day I want to if I ever get a chance to make my own game because we can clearly do the characters here. I don't know if they're optimized for a game, but I mean I can do that. I have the learning material to make a game. I just need to do the programming side of the stuff. I've already collected everything that I would possibly need, except maybe effects. I don't know how to do effects, but I'm sure I can figure that out. But I could potentially create my own game with some of the things that I've collected in the past couple of months. I just got everything. I looked high and low, okay, for everything that I could possibly need to learn um, pretty much any kind of artistic thing that would be relevant to anything that I might want to do. So it just comes down to actually hammering out an idea and refining it and then just doing it. But I have something that I'm really confident in that I want to try. I got tons of RPG for you when you're ready. Okay. I've already collected so many on my own. I've got some Atelier. I've got some Yeast, the YS series. I got some of those. I got I want to play now this one I did play. I don't know if I don't actually remember what kind of RPG it is, but the Summoner series was something that I did get into um when I first got my PlayStation. Summoner 1, I know I beat it. I don't remember the game at all. But I know they have a Summoner 2. I think that's for GameCube. I want to try that out. I'm gonna get in the Summoner series, Dark Cloud, maybe Fable. Well, I don't know if I can get Fable. Maybe for PC. Um, I'm looking at Dragon's Dogma as well. I didn't. I really. That was really a series that I missed. That's a more newer thing. I got Azure Dreams. I got Dragon. All most of the Dragon quests. I guess I get them all. I don't know. I started off with just the ones that were the best in the series because I wasn't sure if I should get the entire series. I think I have some Dragon Warrior, Final Fantasy, of course. We got to do Chrono Trigger. I'll probably play Chrono Cross as well, even though I've beaten that game before. I didn't get all the endings. I think I got the Harley Quinn ending. I got the bad ending. I did not get the best ending because doing the whole color in a color wheel on the top of the screen, I could not figure that out for the life of me. Yeah, we're gonna get into that series, Yeast. Anything I can get my hands on that's fun and I can get into it and do it. I got some Fire Emblem, Breath of Fire, Thousand Arms, all the games that as in my friend circle was playing growing up, but I never personally tried them. I went and got them. I already said that. Let's see, Breath of Fire, Wild Arms, yeah. Thousand Arms. There was some other stuff. Xenogears, yes. Oh yeah, and Xenosaga. I did have Xenosaga, Xenosaga episode 1. Hey, Jiraxis, welcome to the stream. Thank you so much for the follow. Hope you're having a great morning. I really appreciate you stopping by and following. Oh, some arms, yeah, arms, wild arms, arms. I've never played any of those, but I've watched and I've heard you guys talk about, yeah, as in you, Typo, everybody that's played RPGs more than me. They seemed interesting. It's just, I was kind of like, I was one of those people that I did, once 3D was out, I didn't see the point of going back to 2D. I was like, because I had 2D games up until like 1998, and that's when I got my first PlayStation. I got my first PlayStation in Christmas of 1998. So I was like, I'm not playing 2D stuff anymore. And Typo gave me Final Fantasy Anthology. I tried it. I just didn't want to. I didn't really get into it. I should have played it though, but I can play it now. So I have it. Well, I'm gonna get into that. Um, But I think once we're done with Shadow Hearts, I'm going to think long and hard about the next franchise we tackle. That's what I want to do. Yeah, 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 yeah. But some of the ones I did play, I didn't finish, like Dark Cloud. I'm gonna play that. I didn't finish either one of them, and I had them both. Xeno Saga Episode One. We're probably gonna be watching that more than anything. I'm gonna try my best not to grind that game for that reason, because it's definitely just gonna be me listening to people talking. Yeah, yeah, man. Not a, and on top of that, I wasn't at the time. I was not really into RPGs. The only one that I had played that I actually, I only played one RPG at that point, and it was a Sega Genesis game. Of course, I've already said this. Buck Rogers' Countdown to Doomsday was the only RPG that I had played up until 1998, and I think the next one after that was your recommendation, Final Fantasy VII. That was my second RPG ever that I played. Okay, it was a very new genre to me still. So I wasn't too keen on jumping into um, RPGs like that because it was still relatively unknown to me. So I didn't really get to try those games out as much because I wasn't really too sure if I would enjoy them. I remember all the bosses I got stuck on in Final Fantasy VII. I got stuck on some that it kind of encouraged me to start just overtraining all my characters in every game after that. It was the very first boss that I got stuck on was it was the one where you do the driving sequence, and at the end of the road you have to fight that boss. That I got actually got stuck on that boss, and that was a weak boss. So I said, you know what, that's it, and I started over because I couldn't beat the boss. I couldn't figure it out because I was like a super noob with RPGs. And as soon as they no, as a matter of fact, no, I grinded the reactor at the beginning of the game. I still know that game. I'm pretty sure I could probably I've 100% of that game before. The only thing I didn't do was the negative integer stuff with the stat boosting stuff. That I never did that. I didn't even know that was possible. That's the only thing I didn't do in that game. I got the command material. I knew where all the hidden stuff was and is. I don't know now, but I could probably get most of that stuff still. All the right decisions. But back when it was new to me, I got stuck at quite a few things, and it caused me to really train my characters to the point where they'll just steamroll everything. But as soon as you get off the train, I started grinding immediately in the beginning of the game to the point where he had what was it? What was the it was the third limit break. You can actually get that in the beginning of the game. And then like I got Unger Max and whichever one third one Cloud has in the beginning of the game while I was still in the reactor. And then after you have those, it's just over forever. It's over for pretty much everything that you fight from then on. Because then you have to get your last skill. You have to get that from specific areas in the game. You can't just learn it. Like the gold saucer, I think had somebody's thing. Um, when I did this here, it was some angle. I just looked at. I saw that there was some. I have to move the knuckle over into the center of the toe a little bit. So I'm gonna try to do that. Hey, studio, welcome. Good morning. Bro, I farmed sources for weeks in the crash to max out cloud stats to 999. I think the most that I've ever grinded anything in any Final Fantasy was 10, besides 11, of course, but we're not counting 11. 10 was the one that I grinded that for an entire summer, and I just completely destroyed everything. I did not 100% it though. I did not get Raka's celestial weapon because it was locked behind Blitzball. And while I had a good team, The times that I actually did win the tournament, they did not have that crest because it's like if it alternates, the prize pool alternates. So, but when I did beat it, every time I beat it, and it was like a long, it seemed like a long tournament at the time anyway. And I didn't want to keep doing it. Every time it was in the prize pool, I would lose. And every time it wasn't in the prize pool, I would win. Not the toes again. Yeah, I have to do the. I'm sorry, I have to do the the toenails. I forgot. I don't have to do them because he's gonna have shoes on, but I'm gonna just get that out of the way. I'm sorry, I done goofed. I forgot to do the toenails, but the hand is done. Okay, at least the hand's done. We're gonna be done with these toes really soon. I just saw that the toe knuckle was just needed to be tweaked a little bit, so I'm doing that. Ace, there's a policy against feet on Twitch. Is there? There is? All right. I guess I'll stop immediately. Oh, real feet. Oh, it got me. Okay. Well, I haven't shown any real feet. My feet are off camera. I did not see. Yeah, I was gonna say I don't recall seeing that, but as long as I don't want to. They do. The artistic nudity does it. There. I can't like take his pants off and then just start sculpting his butt. I know that's against the rules, but I don't recall seeing the feet. Now I'm a little worried now. Should I keep going? I gotta do this off stream. I'll do it. I'll do it off stream. I just don't, I didn't really do anything. I'm just trying to get his toe knuckle in the right spot. I won't take the chance when I do a woman. Okay, I'm not gonna do that at all. I'm gonna stop at the angle and then just do everything else off stream because I feel like that's a little more. There's no way this middle-aged man's feet is considered, um, you know, sexual content. Okay, I don't have any disclaimers up right now because there's nothing going on. I'm not doing anything. I'm literally just doing an anatomy thing. But do I need to look at the rules right now? Not until you add the jiggle physics. Come on, man, give us what we want. Oh, you'll see. You'll all see. That's easy. I could have just see how easy that was. Just put in a little knuckle there and it's done. All right, maybe not that strong. Maybe not that strong. Okay. Why didn't I just do that? That's a little too swollen. It's like the I'm gonna get you sucker toe. You ever seen that movie? It's one of Keenan Ivory Wayne's uh, older parodies. Before he did Scary Movie and Don't Be a Menace and all that stuff. It may have been his first movie, I think. Anyway, all right. Well, yeah, that's it was the things in seven that caused me to grind to a ridiculous levels. I still enjoyed the game. I didn't really, I even though there was no there was, all the challenges were removed. I think there were still even when you do that, you still have to worry about the weapons. They can still kill you, or at least make you end the battle quickly. I don't think there's anything like that in 10 though. You needed to grind ridiculously for the monster arena because you had to go and kill like I think it was a certain amount of monsters. Then they would put it in the arena like a super strong like really crazy version of that monster. And I remember fighting some things in that arena for like an hour. It was crazy, but you get a lot of rewards for doing it. So at least that's what I remember. I'm not really. And it's been. I have not played a 10 since it came out, so it's definitely. I'm not sure if I could do what I did again, without looking something up. I'm going to not do that. We're gonna play things. Even if I played it already, I probably won't. I don't think I'll look anything up. I'm gonna just do it, blind replays and first time plays, and double the grind for 10-2 arena. Yeah, I've missed one scene. Otherwise, it would have been 100%. But um, that was a fun game. I liked it. I liked 10-2. Didn't mind it at all. At first, I was a little skeptical. I was like, I don't know, because they kind of, some of the marketing led people to believe that it wouldn't be an RPG, and I think that turned a lot of people away from this from the jump. You know, other than the fact that I'm pretty sure that the fact that it was mostly women in the cast, probably turned some other people away. But once I realized that yes, it's still an RPG, it's still Final Fantasy, I was like, oh okay, and then I tried it. I went and got it, and I enjoyed it. I'm glad I didn't skip that title like I originally planned, because the teaser was just with guns, so everyone thought it was going to be like Tomb Raider or Devil May Cry, because I think they had already done Dirge of Cerberus by that point, and people didn't like that game. I never played it, but I'm willing to try it. It's always the women thing. That's always the gripe. That and the Charlie's Angels thing. So yeah, yeah. I guess it was. The ones that I've heard personally were they didn't. People thought that they were not going to. And even magazines reported this. Like they were speculating that it wasn't going to be an RPG. So people were already turned off by that. By it. So I've never really heard anyone complain about the all female cast, but I can completely understand that being a thing, because that's always a thing. That is literally always a thing. Unless they're well endowed, then people don't complain. And well, now we have the opposite. Now people do complain if they're too well endowed, right? Anyways, yeah, but I enjoyed 10-2. It's a pretty good game. I like I like that's probably one of my favorite battle mechanics in every Final Fantasy. Just the change job. They put the change job stuff in, and I think that was, well, no, I think actually 11 was out by then, but just in Japan. No, that came out. Yeah, no, I got 10-2 months before I got placed. The PlayStation 2 version of PlayStation 2 launch was for 11 was coming out. I think 10-2 came out that same year. So yeah, 11 was already out. Thank you for the alert, Studio. My second favorite combat in an FFRPG. I'm going to guess your first. Is it 12 before the Zodiac Age? A lot of people like that, but it's they complain it's OP because you could just automate the character. Oh yeah. So what is your favorite then if it's not 12? It plays itself. Well, you have to make it that way. It doesn't just play itself. I didn't if the gambit system was new to me, so I didn't know how to automate all my characters. I just played it like I normally played every other uh Final Fantasy, which was just, tell the characters what to do. 13, 1, and 2. Oh, okay. It has staggered. Well, yes, yeah, it does. Just like 11. Um, yeah, I like staggered. But I like I'm used to the 11 version. I didn't really get into 13 yet. We're going to fix that. We're going to fix that discrepancy, okay? We're going to play all the 13s. I have them all ready to go. When we start playing Final Fantasy, that's what's going to happen. And yes, I will be playing. I'm not going to skip any Final Fantasy, not even 11 and 14. We're going to play those two. I played them before. I know 11 pretty fairly well, so that will be a cakewalk for me. Even with a brand new character, I have a bunch of characters, and they're all pretty. They're pretty well geared. Okay, but I'm going to just do a fresh character for the stream for streaming purposes. I probably won't trade myself anything because I won't need to. I already know what to do. It's like a faster level with stagger and job swap for blocking. It's a lot of fun. Yeah, yeah, it is definitely faster. I remember that much. You kind of have to stagger in that game. You don't necessarily have to stagger in 11. It helps. 11 is just more about strategy, and stagger is a part of the strategy, but it's not required. Stagger in 13 is more like a phase. Like you have to kind of get to the stagger, and then from there you can start jacking it up or whatever, and then it kind of has like a cycle where it's like, okay, now it's unstaggered again. Maybe I don't know. I kind of don't remember, but I feel like that was a thing. I honestly don't know. I'm not gonna say anymore because that might not be true. I might be misremembering my memory of 13. Well, we'll play it, and then we'll find out right then and there how it works because we'll be playing it. We'll get to see snow and lightning in all their glory, and size and I don't remember the other characters. I'm sorry. Is that a big toenail? Yeah, sort of. Let's adjust it. I didn't finish 12 because I had to, it was my life got in the way, job basically. But I definitely would have finished that. I was enjoying 12 too. I only got I didn't get very far in the story, but I did go ahead in the world. Like I was grinding like crazy. I was doing the hunts. I was doing hunts way past where I was supposed to be in the story. And I kept running all the way to Bahamut, and I got him to like pretty low, but he kept doing this move on me that would kill me, so I couldn't really. Uh, I think you have to beat him before he does that move or something like that. I don't know. Don't know what the deal was, but he kept doing his move that would take me out, so I had to turn back. It was like some big sandstorm. You can go all the way there. I think once you get to the first town or city, you can go ahead quite a ways, all the way to where Bahamut is and fight him. And I was like, man, if I can kill him, I can really like super grind because then, when I finally decide to do the story, I'll just be able to just breeze through it. 12 is a lot of nothing. 12 doesn't care if you play or not. It will progress all on its own. Huh? What? You have to play it. You have to put the disc in and turn it on, right? I actually don't know. I never set up the gambit system. They clearly had to take orders from me, so I don't know. I'm not really, and my memory is of that game is kind of murky, so I don't really remember too much about it. But what I do remember is that um, I know that there was like a red chocobo in the game that you had to. It was like hidden somewhere, and you had to go get it, and it was like super strong. I know they brought that back for 14. It came from 12. If you didn't know that, not you, 99. I know you know that, but anyone out there who played 14 and fought the red chocobo, that's a thing from 12. If you didn't play 12, of course. Like they had some weird notorious monster conditions, and once I realized that there were hidden monsters in the game besides the hunts, I would go and I was trying to go and see if I could like get some of them to appear. I only got one to appear though, ever. After that, I just went and started doing hunts, which you also have to go and look for. But it's a very bland game. I would say 12 is the most middle game of the series in every count. Really? That's interesting. People like 12. Also, these toes are very meaty. These are some meaty toes, man. We gotta do something about that. Do I have a shrinking brush? I could smooth it out. I mean, toes aren't really, they can, that's another thing that's very, varies from person to person. Sometimes they're not this curled. Sometimes they're straight out, So, I mean, we have curled toes because that's the reference that we follow. But I also have references for straight toes. But I just followed the curled toe reference. What I'm going to do instead is we're going to kind of shorten the meaty area of the toe and kind of round it out a little bit more. It's a little too, I don't even know what to call it. Worm, slug, I don't know. It's like a very slug shaped toe. Not really sure. People like flavorless foods also. Wow. That's a hot take. 99, that's a hot take, right? I've never heard anyone. The worst criticism I've heard about 12 was that it's a Star Wars ripoff. And I could probably guess in what way, but I haven't gotten that far. I literally only went to the town one, unlocked hunts, and then from there I just went and just found hunts and tried to kill them. It's a Star Wars fanfic ripoff. Well down, well now. Yeah, I don't know. I don't have a frame of reference, so I'm just gonna have to find out in what way. All by myself, and I don't know. Well, not by myself. I do it on stream. I'm sure anyone who watches me play that game will also see what I see, so it won't be completely, at least not in attention. Maybe physically because I'm in the room by myself right now. But never mind. Anyway, I'd rather be miserable playing Final Fantasy 2 or Saga games than to replay that white mud. Wow. Why don't you tell us how you really feel? 99, huh? I already know you don't like 8. I like 8. But then again, I didn't get very far in 8. So I didn't really see the stuff that that people don't like. I just know that, you're not alone in that sentiment. I know there's a lot of people out there who don't like 8. I don't know why I like 8. I don't know. I think part of me wanted it to be better than 7, and I kind of just died on that hill. I think that's what happened, and then from there, like, memory eroded. Time eroded my memory, and I still think it's a good game. I think I may have just been in denial though. If I really have to like self critique, I said Seifer was better than Sephiroth, and I know I'm full of shit on that one. So I remember saying that though. I thought he was better. I was like that was like my characters with trench coat phases. I don't know. It was like that was like the whole trend. You got the Matrix, you got Blade. Okay, and really, and a lot of Sephiroth had so many fans that it kind of like turned me away from him a little bit. So I wanted Seifer to be better than him, but he's not. Not by a long shot. It's kind of like a jobber. He's not even close. I don't even know why he's in the game, to be honest. Anyways, watching static TV screen is more action. Okay, come on, 99. That's no, you're just being no, come on now. That's exaggeration. it's not that. It's not that bad. It's not that bad, okay? I want to see you play through it. Can't be better than well, you didn't like 15, right? I don't know anything about 15, but I know you don't like it. Or do you? I don't know. I'd rather play 8 while doing every battle, never running and not upgrading my weapons while spamming unskippable summons, then play 12 again. All right, come on now. Come on now. It's not that bad. It's not that bad. There's no way. So what if it plays itself? What about this? What about its story, huh? What about its characters? You don't like Vin, I don't remember the characters. Fran. You don't like Fran? There we go. You don't like Fran, do you? You like Fran? You know her race is in 11, or sorry, 14. You don't like Fran? Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. I don't like I don't like the way the story is told in 15, but I like it. Don't get me wrong, it's not a bad game. It's just the most bland game possible. Man, I don't know. You know, it kind of reminded me. It gave me a lot of it gave me 11 vibes. You know, kind of reminded me of that a little bit. What was that place? Ivalis. That's the name of the. Is that the name of the the world, the city, the town, the Earth, the planet? Is that the name of it? I'm not even gonna stretch the. No, I should stretch it. No, I'm not gonna stretch the toenails. I'm gonna find a way. All right, I'm gonna find a way. I'm gonna find a way. I'm gonna reduce the mass of this toe though. That's what I want to do. The characters are one note. There's no plot twists possible. The music is bland. The combat is highly customizable, but it makes no difference because of path of least resistance. I mean, there was never really any branching paths in a Final Fantasy. You only really go from point A to point B, even no matter how open the world is. You know, you can do optional stuff, but that doesn't really have any bearing on the story. I don't think it's fair to just blame 12 for that. By the time the final enemy is introduced, you can predict everything the story will show you. Aside from the hunts, the game has nothing to offer that isn't reductive and bland. Well, what about the notorious monsters? You don't like that, huh? I like some notorious monsters. I like hunting the secret monsters that show up. You know, like that. I'm not blaming 12. I'm blaming the phoned in writers and designers. Well, I mean, those. I mean, is it the same people who worked on different Final Fantasies? I'm not really sure. I know the director was the same for a while up until like 2007, 2009, 2010 maybe. So some of the developers have to be the same, right? It was the Al Zabi team. Well, I like Al Zabi, okay? So you just stop right there. You just stop right there, okay? I know they can do better. Of course they can do better. They can always do better. You gotta, I don't know. I'm not gonna defend them because I honestly I don't have a horse in this race. I didn't really play too much of 12. I just doubt it is. I don't know. I feel like that's a over critique. At least it looks like it. I'm not sure. I don't know. Well, we're gonna give it a fair shake. We're gonna find out what's really going on here. We're gonna see how I feel about it one day. Tone still looks a little weird, but I don't know. Like I said, we're not really going to worry too much about this because, like I said, it looks like a foot from a distance, right? We're not gonna get we really don't really care about any of this. That's just gonna get more and more, more and more deformed. I'll tell you what, when I attach the hand and mirror it, and the body is one, and I remesh it, I'll probably tweak the toes off stream because I don't want to um, spend too much time on that, on or off. It was just very minor tweaks that I want to do. That honestly I don't really need to do. I mean, I have the form of the foot here. This is enough. I can always just draw on the toes myself. These meshes are being used as reference after all. It's just that he's going to have shoes on, so I'm not really too concerned about the look of his feet. It's just the most bland middle of the pack game possible, which makes the bad game stand out and give more to talk about them. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. I have not played that game. I didn't see that when I in a little bit of time that I've played it, but I'm not as critical of Final Fantasy games as some of the general fan bases. So, what we're gonna see, we're gonna find out. We're gonna FA and then FO. All right, that's what we're gonna do. I'm looking at the. I'm still like kind of weird about this one. Like it's kind of curled, but not really. But not really. He's got very stubby toes. I follow a reference. It looks good enough. But yeah, yeah. I'm not gonna. I don't know. I'm trying to decide if I want to stretch these over and then worry about retopologizing them. But like I said, the toes. I mean, the feet are going to be covered mostly. Can't really think of a scenario in my story where his feet are going to be showing. So I don't think I'm going to worry about it too much. Like I said, if it comes to that, I'll just draw them. I'll just use. I can still use that as a reference, and I'll just correct whatever details need to be corrected. Okay, that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to save it. There's also one more thing I want to do. I've kind of put this off. I want to fix the eyelids a little bit more. So we're going to do that. Okay, I'm going to fix them. Oh, that's the head, of course. Can't do anything until we select the head. I think when I remeshed, no, when I increased the size of the head here because it was a little too small, it was a little disproportionate. This kind of got out of whack, so I got to refix it. I got to fix it again. I can't think of a most bland middle of the pack RPG. Mainly because it's been so long since I played a RPG, and I don't remember any of them anyway. I don't remember much about Jade Cocoon. I remember liking it though, so maybe it's not bland. I don't know. I never really played an RPG that. Actually, yeah. I actually I was actually bored of Xeno Saga Episode One. Yeah, I kind of just stopped playing it after a while. I was literally just watching it, but I did manage to build the it was like the you get these parts all around the game that you can build like a Voltron and like summon it. That's as far as I got. When I got the last part of it, I stopped playing it. I think it's because Enter the Matrix came out and I wanted to play that. I think that's why. It wasn't, but I was bored of the game. Yes, and I know what you're thinking. Enter the Matrix, yes, Enter the Matrix. I wanted to play it. It's a glitch fest, but and janky as hell. But I did enjoy that like 1,000 times more than Xenosaga. I'm sorry, okay. I don't have. I'm not even gonna defend it. That's just what happened. All right. I know I overanalyze media a lot, but most of my life was I was a die-hard FF fan until SE ruined that. I feel like my review of 12. I feel my review of 12 is fair because of the time invested in the series. Yeah, I know. I mean, I know you're the Final Fantasy guy. I'm not saying that your opinions are wrong. I'm just saying that I really want to play through these games so I can see like the criticism. I don't have anything to go off of, so I can't really say anything too much about 12. I didn't do anything in that game really. Like I said, I found one notorious monster. I did all the hunts up into that. It was like a blue and white cobra that you find in a cave. That guy was freaking tough, by the way, because I wasn't supposed to be fighting him yet. I got that. I got as far into the game as that, as far as hunts are concerned, and I walked to where Bahamut was. I just couldn't beat him, and after that, I couldn't really um, play the game as much because I was very busy in that point in my life, so I didn't really get to play it. Was the FF guy? They're dead to me now. DED dead. Oh, what, you don't like Pictomancer, huh? You don't like that? You want to come back to that, huh? You want to draw some pictures in 14 and make them attack people or whatever the heck Pictomancer does? Huh? You don't want that? You don't want Pictomancer? You don't want it? Yeah, you do. You want it. You want Pictomancer. Yeah, you do. Come on. Come on. You do. You want it. You know you want it. Come on. Come on, 99. I know you want Pictomancer. Come on. Ain't that what it's called? Pictomancer, pick the artist, whatever the heck. You want it. I know you want it. That was the most interesting class to me that they came out with. I might even try it. I'm looking at some eye stuff here. Now, these are supposed to wrap around the eye. Um, I'm thinking of pulling the eyes up a little bit, even though we just kind of did that. I just want the plane to be there. The bumpiness of this, we can fix that easily, but when we do the retopology, that will fix itself. And I have discovered the concept of baking, right? I know how to bake. I baked before, right? But I only did it once. I know there are people out there who have workflows to where they'll subdivision like up to 5, which is probably more polygons than I have here, and then and then make that a separate thing, and then bring the subdivision down to 1 on the copy, right? Bake the details back onto that, erase the 5, dupe it again, dupe the 1 again, and then after doing your tweaks and details and whatnot, the tertiary forms, secondary forms, all that stuff, and then doing it to 3, baking it again. Like they bake like 2 or 3 times. So I want to try that. I want to see if that makes a difference to me. If there's anything I can learn or take from that. I only baked once, but apparently you bake more than once at different subdivision levels and whatnot, and I want to try that out. So we're gonna get to that. But my point was that doing it that way, I'm not really too concerned about how it looks now because we have a lot more remeshing and baking to do that will slowly make this more and more crisp as we go along. We just need to make sure it's properly shaped. It looks great, but I'm tired of avoiding red floors as it is. I'm tired. As tired as I am. Souls combat. I've never seen you play a Souls game. I didn't even know you played them. I thought you just avoided them. I feel like at this point that guy is just perfecting all of his. Hey, Raina. Good morning. Welcome to the stream. Raina is also a streamer. Hold on, I'm gonna give you a shout out, Raina. I gotta. Oh wait, I can do it on my other keyboard. I'm sorry. Variety streamer, plays all kinds of games. I think I've personally seen them play. I'm on observation duty. I think it was. I always forget the name of that. That's a long name. Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're having a great day. It's hot. It's hot for us down here in the States, and I am doing 3D art. What I do is Um, I do art. I do variety streams too. We just started doing that actually, but I've mostly been doing art. I am learning 3D sculpting. As you can see, this middle-aged man here is this is what I'm doing. I'm drawing or making references to use as for my 3D or sorry, not 3D web comic, a 2D web comic. I'm using these as a reference to draw the pages for my web comic, and I took about a year to learn this because um, my drawings come out better, when I have when I have a reference, and I want to make the art as consistent as possible. Is it called Blender? Yes, this is Blender. It's for free. You can just download it, and there's plenty of learning tools out there. It's a little complicated at first, but once if you stick with it, you'll get the hang of it. You can do all kinds of stuff with Blender. Yeah, well, it wasn't too bad. I think on my third try, I started making actual humans. If you ever seen the Majora's Mask Moon, that was like how my first face looked on my very first sculpt. It was literally a sphere with the face drawn on it, and it looked a lot like the Majora's Mask Moon. It was pretty terrible. I was so disappointed in it, even though I had no idea how to sculpt that I just deleted it, and I wish I didn't. I wish I had kept it so I could show people exactly what my first 3D mesh looked like. Just a ball and like a face carved in, and it looked terrible. It looked scary too. And come to find out, that was a lot of people's first mesh of a face. But it's not so bad, what I use for reference is anatomy for sculptors. This was very helpful in learning how to do like forms and how the shape of the face, primary, secondary, tertiary, whatever. Very useful for sculpting, and it teaches you some things about the anatomy, as you can see here, how the bones and tendons look in the hand. And I've been drawing for basically all my life anyway, so it was very easy for me to get into this. Yeah, the moon was freaky. Oh, that's another game that I have to play, Majora's Mask. Wait, are the popping sound effects the song? Yes. Or it could be your game. Hang on. Do you still hear it now? I just paused the music. Yeah, Zelda's pretty fun, Reina. Was that the music 99? I paused it. I want to make sure there's no audio things here. I paused it. I did pause the music. If you didn't hear it, okay, it was the song. That's what I thought. All right, cool. Pardon the interruption. I just want to make sure that there's no audio sound. I looked at my VOD for the last gameplay stream that I did, Shadow Hearts. That game was definitely overpowering my voice, so I am turning my mic up. I think when my sound goes through my capture card, it kind of lowers it a bit. So I have to turn myself up for those streams from now on. I can hear the game just fine though. I think I'm just gonna have to play the game at 100 and then just turn my voice up so I'm louder than it, because the sound for that game is weird. It was a little too evened out for me, for my tastes, and I want to be make sure that I am heard loud and clear. Oh yeah, Switch is my favorite handheld. I like Switch, but I don't play it a lot. But I do have Breath of the Wild on there. Still need to play Wind Waker. Oh yeah, yeah, Wind Waker does look fun. I was a little put off by it at first because I was used to the way the Legend of Zelda looked, which was not cell shaded. I didn't. I was a little. It was. I was. It took a little while to get used to that. I wasn't too. I didn't have a GameCube anyway, so I wasn't gonna play it. I had a PlayStation, but when they teased a new Zelda title, they did like a full 3D render of it, and everyone thought that that's how it was gonna look. And then they came out with Wind Waker, so people were a little upset about that. That's the one thing that I remember about that game. And I wasn't upset about it. I just don't. That was during the time where I wasn't really feeling the cell shaded thing. I felt the same way about Jet Set Radio until I played it, and then I was like, oh, this game is fun. It's great. But I didn't expect them to do cell shaded for Zelda, so I was a little skeptical about Wind Waker at first. But it turns out it's a good game, so that's good. That's great, and we're gonna play it one day. Oh no, sorry to hear that your Switch got stolen. That sucks. I don't know much about the new Switch. All I know is that I'm going to still have my Switch, so I'm I'm not really too worried about it. I personally don't see the point of getting the new Switch if I already have a Switch. So I'm not, unless it's like the difference between DS and 3DS, then we're going to have a little slight issue there if they come out with something on the new Switch that can't be played on the old one. But it's fine, even if they were to discontinue making titles for the Switch. I mean, there's enough there to where I can still, if I want to try something on the thing, still I can still play it because there's so many games that I haven't played on it. I only have a handful of games anyway. I just want them to release the next Let's Go because I enjoy that game and I like catching shinies, and they're really easy to catch on that game. I haven't got a shiny yet on Sword and Shield. I'm like, man, I don't see how people shiny hunt on these older games, man. It is that is like the most degenerate grind I have ever faced ever. And I'm not sure if I'm up for the task, to be honest. But I do like shinies. Shinies are cool. I want the shinies. I want the shinies, Raina. There's been tons of rumors for it. I just hope my Switch library can be played on the new one. Pokemon Legends is the next game. Oh right, yeah. I did see that. I gotta get into the Arceus. I think that was the one, right? And I still gotta get Violet, but I gotta finish Sword and Shield, man. Like I just want a team of all shiny dragons. Is that too much to ask? Okay, then I'll just go and beat the game once I got that. Then I can go. Then I can go on to the next adventure. All right. I'm not gonna do it until I get my preferred team because that's just the way it has to be. I have to do that. I have to do it, and I will do it. There's nothing that anybody can do to stop me. I want shiny dragons, and I'm gonna get them. I got hundreds of shiny on Pokemon Go. Yeah, isn't that probably is it probably easier to get shinies on Go than it is on Let's Go? Let's Go, all I had to do was like catch 40 Pokemon, and then one will come out. And sometimes before that, sometimes before I even reached that number, I think the most I had to catch in a row was like 80. If they just kept it like that across the board, there's really no reason to have that low of a chance in those types of games. Okay, if you got to set up a mechanism, like to the point where you're not even playing the game just to get one to appear, might be a little too much. Okay, but I do like the shinies, I like the concept of it. I think when they first came out in gold and silver, I'm pretty sure a long time ago I was watching TV, I was playing it, I was going through one of the oceans, and I had it to where I could play without looking. Like I could just move. I knew where I was going, so all I had to do was just hold one button. And if I heard a random battle, I could select run and click and go without looking. And I was watching TV, and I thought I heard the shiny music go, or the twinkle go off. on a tentacle, and but I had already hit run, and then I looked and I thought I saw the shiny color on the thing. I'm not sure to this day because I wasn't paying attention. But I think that was the only time I possibly saw a shiny out in the wild, and never again after that. Not besides the one that they pretty much give you for free. Which I found out years and years and years later that which was the red Gyarados. You go to the Lake of Rage and catch the red Gyarados. You can take that Gyarados, trade it back to one of the old Pokemon games. Um, no, wait, it's some yeah. There's like a couple of methods, right? But I think when you do the Mew glitch, the Diddle that you run into, I believe, has the to trigger the Mew glitch has the IVs or something like that. You have to look it up. I don't know. I remember the details, but you can just take one of those Diddles and then trade it over, and you'll automatically have a shiny Ditto with IVs, and that's really all you need to get any shiny because that's a 1 in 60 chance if you breed it. The Matsuda method, or I think that's the Matsuda. No, it's a shiny. Sorry, Matsuda method is if you just go and find a Japanese person that has gold, and then trade their from their Ditto to your game. No, they didn't. The Matsuda method still works in Sword and Shield anyway, at least up until Sword and Shield, because I looked it up, and it's just now it's not just a Japanese Ditto because they have you know versions all over the world. Spain and whatever Germany. Doesn't matter now. It doesn't have to be just a Japanese one. I think at the time it was just Japan, and then English localization. No, I mean shiny doesn't affect eggs anymore. Yeah, it does. That still works too. At least for Sword and Shield. I looked it up. I looked it up because I was sure that I was doing something wrong when I wasn't. That's just a shiny chance in an actual Pokemon game. uh Man, that's definitely a grind, let me tell you. But it would be nice to do it. It's so easy to get shiny now. All that stuff means nothing. I wouldn't say it doesn't mean anything. I mean, it lowers it basically, well, not lowers, it raises the odds of getting a shiny. That's what's the only thing that I'm not doing is beating the game and then just getting the charm that's in every game on top of it, because that probably would be very helpful. You shouldn't really shine. I guess you shouldn't really shiny hunt on your first playthrough. I'm kind of being very relaxed when doing things like that. But I'm not going. I don't know. I don't know if I'll ever um, play Sword and Shield again once I complete my Pokedex. So eggs are by far the slowest method now. Are they? Are they really? Um, let's see. I'm just trying to get the eye shape together here. Smooth it just enough to where we don't have those jagged edges. It's all about curry and sandwiches now. Oh, you're talking about okay, yeah, 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 yeah. Is that in Sword and Shield where you have to or is that like a violet thing? A violet and scarlet thing? Or an Arceus thing? I know it's easy in Arceus. I just didn't or sorry, in Violet, whichever one has the raids, the Poke raids. I don't know. I haven't played those yet. Shiny isn't a thing in those. I mean, you can just there's a way to manipulate the raid to where they'll always appear. So Scarlet Fire and Sword Shield. Wait, S minus S, is that Sword and Shield? It's two different charms and food that up rates. I don't know anything about the food. I thought the food stuff was in the newer game. I'm pretty sure because I've never done it. I haven't seen any. Yeah, okay. Legends, you can just for yeah, yeah. I know about that. I've seen that. I just haven't gotten it yet because I still have a Pokemon game I haven't finished. So I want to keep getting the games. I haven't finished them yet. If only it was just like Let's Go Eevee. I played that from start to finish. That I don't know why that one held my attention so much. I don't think it's because it's Gen 1 either. Well, maybe. I don't know. Because I already knew the game. But I mean, I don't know. I feel like if they make, I don't know, if they make something that isn't so formulaic, maybe I don't know, man. I don't freaking know. I don't think it's because it's Gen 1. I don't know. I think there was enough in it to where it kept me interested in it. Besides the Gen 1. I'm not gonna lay it all at Gen 1's feet. I'm not a Gen 1er, okay? I actually like Gen 2 more. Not that I mean it's like right next to each other, so it doesn't really matter. but but it's just one town over, you know. I'm a Gen 2er. And that's only because I haven't played all of them. All right. I played Gen 1, Gen 2, and then it was like, I don't know, like a long, long period of me not playing any Pokemon game. And then Let's Go, and then Sword and Shield. Okay. Long time ago. We're talking about over a decade. I just wasn't into Pokemon anymore for a long time. And then one day I just decided to get it. Just looking at the general eye shape from every angle. I can't see it actually from this angle because I made his brow. His brow comes up over his his head here. Legends, Black, White, Sun and Moon, Sword and Shield, and Scarlet and Violet all buck the gameplay trappings. What are the gameplay trappings? You just is it what is it? What are the gameplay trappings? The only thing that I know that is a guarantee is that you catch the Pokemon, you get all the badges, you go to the Elite Four and you beat them. And then along the way, there's some stuff that happens with whatever team is trying to stop you from doing that. Are these the trappings? Because I feel like that's no matter what game it is, that's always going to be a thing. Except maybe the Legends, the Arceus, the Legends games, badges, Elite Four, and catching loot. They do them different. Do they? Looks the same to me. I don't know. I haven't played the Legends game yet. That did when you streamed them, that did look seem different, with the research and all that. But I mean, Sword and Shield feels the same way to me. Besides that big area where everyone who is online is in. That was the only thing that was different to me. But I mean, I don't know. There's lots of info where older players don't engage with things like the wild areas, raids, global trading, and don't use the fairy typing. Well, I mean, I don't have any input on that. I would consider myself an older player, and I definitely did some of those things. Um, I usually, if I don't do like, if they don't have strong grass or electric types, which are my favorite, um, I recently picked up dragon types, so I just go dragon. I don't really know much about fairy. I think there was a dragon fairy. I'm not sure, but um, yeah, I don't know. The only one that I was remotely interested in using was like a Chansey, and there was a reason beyond that. Behind that, I think it was the chance of it coming with a lucky egg. I think that was really it. I don't know any types. I don't know any fairy types. There's like hundreds of Pokemon that I've never seen before, so I can't really say which ones are fairy or not unless I catch them and I see them. I'm gonna smooth the ear out because it's been rough for a while. The ear's just been mad rough. Looks a little better now. Very big ears. Got large ears. As long as they don't come between the was it the eyebrow and the nose. That's usually the size of the ear. we're just gonna soften these features up a little bit. All right, it looks a little better. I think the eye shape is good. I'm not really, you know what? Let me try to push in this port. Oh, right. Try to push in this portion of the eye because it should go around and then kind of like a teardrop, like right there, or I don't know, a minnow or a fish or something. Nothing wrong with playing how we play. It's just one of those things where people our age range mention how repetitive the games are, but don't engage in the new stuff. Yeah, I feel like they're just blowing through the game, which is definitely something I don't do. I try to do as much as I can in any game that I play, except Driver San Francisco, because I do not like the way what they did with that game, and I can't even finish it. I tried to, I just can't. I'm saying that was the only game that I really gave up on. And I have no interest in going back to and playing. And I wasn't really feeling Just Cause 3 either. I think I got that for free. But there's really nothing wrong with that game. I just at the time I just didn't really feel like playing it, so I played something else. I might try to go back to that game, but I'm not playing Driver San Francisco. I'm sorry, I just can't do it. Can't do it. Can't do it, kid. Most people beat the Elite Four or whoever is at the end of the stop and then stop. That's where the halfway point in all game. That's the halfway point. That's the halfway point in all games. Now that was. I'm sorry, I did not read that one correctly. Um, yeah, yeah, I agree. My favorite after Elite Four was actually in um Fire Red and Leaf Green. It almost felt like it was well actually no. Besides Gen 2, because when you beat the Elite Four in Gen 2, you go to Kanto and basically just do a whole other like it's like another game basically. And Fire Red comes really close to that because they have those islands that you can explore, and then you kind of get more of Gen 4 and maybe Gen 3. It's almost like a DLC but built into the game. I do like that. But then again, I only did Gen 1, Gen 2, and what is this, Gen 8 for Sword and Shield? Gen 1, Gen 2, Gen 8. I did try Emerald a little bit, but I don't remember anything about it. So I don't even think I got to the first gym leader. I think I just played it for a little bit. That was another one of those job got in the way type deals. I emulated it and tried it, or someone else emulated it and tried it, and I tried it on their computer. That was really it. That was like my introduction to having like a library of emulators and ROMs. There was someone else had it on their computer, and I was like, huh. I think at that point, the very first ROM that I ever tried was Super Mario RPG in the '90s. They had them way back then, and that was how I tried the game. I never beat it, but it was pretty cool. Just having just trying out a game that you wouldn't normally try out because you never had the system or the game. You're like, oh, I can just play it on the computer. You didn't have to play with the keyboard. And then yeah, that the interest in in games that you haven't played before kind of grew because of that. I'm really oh, I'm really enjoying raids since they were added. Yeah, it seems like an interesting a concept. It's something that isn't completely new. They had something like that in older games, didn't they? I thought that was in Gen 2 where you listen to the Radio Oak or whatever the heck that show was, and he would tell you that there was some kind of uh herd or something going on in some part of the of Johto, and you go there and you can catch that specific Pokemon. That was more like that was just the raids they have now are pretty much an expansion of that, right? Besides the poke eras, I don't know if they have that in the game still. Maybe they do. I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't take it out. Nah, that's outbreaks. I like those too. Raids or PvE with other players. Okay, so it's outbreaks but with other players, basically, and you can physically see them, right? I don't know. I actually can't really. I don't remember the difference because, like I said, it's been a long time since I was actually just trying out Heart Gold and Soul Silver for the first time when Let's Go Eevee was about to come out, and then I just didn't play it. I didn't. I stopped playing it and then played that instead. I haven't gone back to it. I was gonna play through the entire Pokemon series, but then I kind of just started getting the real ones, the new ones, newer ones. Now these are tertiary forms. These are going to be reinforced when we start baking more and more. I think I did. I think I've kind of fixed the eyes. I really don't see any problems with the eyes too much here. All this stuff will have to be worked on later down the road. I should not have added those in. I think I went a little too far ahead, but that's okay. We're just gonna we know where to put. We know where to where to go as far as those forms are concerned. So Pokeris is still in the game. It's one big super strong battle that's 4v1. Oh yeah, like the okay, I see what you're saying. Like yeah, they have that in Sword and Shield, but they're not called raids, are they? They're like the was it the Mega Max? Megalomax, whatever the heck it's called. Dynamax? I don't remember, man. I haven't played that in so long. When I play the last time I played, so like if I wait for an Amazon package and I'm home, like when I have the when I'm not, when I'm at home waiting for a package is when I'll play my Switch. I'll sit in the living room because you got weirdos who they see an Amazon package, they'll try to take it. So I make sure that I get it. I don't have to do that anymore, but um, yeah, that was the last time I played my Switch. Maybe I mean I still have this. Maybe I'm trying to hook it up to the stream one day and play it because there's still some things that I have not tried on there. I'm just not too sure about streaming new Nintendo games. I don't know like I don't know what the deal is with Nintendo and all that. I know they sometimes they I don't know what they're cracking down on. That's all I'm trying to say here. Okay. I need to get a fix of what they're doing. I see people doing the crystal version. They play the crystal version all the time. So I guess it's okay to stream their games. I just need to feel out where the line is as far as music, which titles to stream and whatnot. Because they have the whole. Some people are taking some of the music tracks and sampling them, and then there's the whole music thing that you have to worry about. So I don't know. It could just be them just cracking down on sites that are um, emulating, and then it's okay to stream it. I don't know. It's okay to stream the game, but they're just going after the websites that are doing the whole pirating thing. I don't know. We'll figure it out though. The new game has terror raids. I've seen that's like crystal stuff, right? I saw a little bit of that. Like they have like these crystals coming out of them or whatever. I just want them to do like an MMO where you have all the Pokemon in one game, and you can just go and catch them. In my experience, Nintendo cracks down more on emulated streams than normal ones. Well, the question is, how do they know? Oh, you want Pokemon Go? Wait, what? Do I want Pokemon Go? They know because ain't no playing normal Pokemon. Normal Pokemon Silver on stream. Yeah, but I'm seeing people play Crystal, and that's not on. on stream. And you can, I mean, you can. That's not even an excuse because some of that stuff's on Wii. Well, I mean, it doesn't seem to be a problem for some people. That's why I'm. That's where I'm. This is where the confusion comes in because I see people play Nintendo stuff all the time that you can't just play them. Someone needs to report you. Okay, well, maybe Nintendo themselves needs to just be in the stream. Maybe that's what they're doing. Maybe they just have some people. They sent assassins out to watch streams and see. It gets reported too much, and I want to know who reports me. Oh, you get reported too much. I don't know, man. I that would never do anything like that. So I mean, I don't know. I don't see the issue. It's Nintendo. It's Nintendo's big deal. Just you should be happy that more people can see these games and they might decide to get them themselves. I mean, I've gotten a lot of games that way, seeing them on stream, and I mean legitimate purchases too. That's literally what I did for Let's Go Eevee. Um, I just said that I was trying out Heart Gold and Soul Silver. I don't have those handhelds, okay? Or do I? If you're listening, Nintendo, I'm pretty sure that I do. Anyways, I went and got a Switch and bought Let's Go Eevee when I realized that they were releasing new Pokemon games. So, um, yeah, there it is. Stuff that doesn't get and I think I know. I think I might have an idea. I think if you have the actual game title instead of retro, that could be a part of it. But ain't no way that everyone has just a copy of the game on GDQ. There's no way. There's no freaking way. I see them use save states. Okay, there's no way they have copies of the games on GDQ. Okay, that's all about save states. There ain't no save states in Super Nintendo. Okay, don't try to con me. All right, that's why I'm confused because I clearly see one way and then I clearly see the other way. So I don't know. I'm a little weird. I know Pokemon to get around is to mark the most recent category and then just play it. Well, we're gonna figure it out, okay? For just clarification purposes only, okay? I don't know anything about um anything else, all right? I got my Nintendo console to prove it. I could show it right now on Switch. Yeah, they aren't consistent. They certainly are not. But we're gonna figure it out. Definitely gonna figure it out. Let's see. Oh yeah, I mean, okay. I think it's time to mirror the hand. We did the tweaks for the ear, the eye. I'm not gonna worry about the mouth. I know it's a little rough, but I'm gonna end up remeshing this anyway. And then I'll just tweak some more off stream, but just some little tweaks here and there. But I'm gonna mirror this hand, and then we're gonna put it all together, and we'll have a full body, our second full body that we can now make a low poly version of, and then of course retropologize it. Yeah, I'm gonna be on we're gonna play Shadow Hearts later on. Same bat time, same bat channel. You be there or you be square or circle. I don't know. If you want to watch, I'm gonna play it. Doesn't matter. I'm gonna play it regardless. What time is that bat time? It's the same time as last time. 7 p.m. Eastern time. Um, I don't have a set schedule for games yet, but we're gonna get there. Okay. I'll be at work, so I'll be very triangular. Okay. um, yeah, I don't have a set schedule for games just yet, but we're gonna figure it out. Okay, wait a minute. Now that toe knuckle is it's bothering me a little bit. Let's go back to the body before we go on. It's a little too strong. So I have to check everywhere. I just saw that. I saw it when, like, from back here when I was moving it around, some whatever I was doing. I don't even remember. But I happened to catch an angle that I did not like. This needs to be shaved down. Yeah, I gotta head out. Great stream. I'll join you later. All right, thank you so much for stopping by, 99. As soon as I put this body together, we're gonna call it. I'm not gonna go past noon today, but if you want to see an old RPG, Shadow Hearts, later at around 7 Eastern time, I'm gonna be playing that. If not, I don't know when the next game stream will be, but I'll definitely do more art next Monday. So that's where we're headed. Right there. What in the world? Are we going down? Doesn't look like it, does it? Oh, I don't know what I clicked. Oh, okay. Maybe I didn't click anything. Oh, geez. I don't know what I clicked. All right. So, anyways, we're gonna pat it down. Uh-oh. Just a little bit. Just so we have that form there and it's not too, it's not like a huge protrusion. Just gonna just kind of get them down just a little bit more. Okay. We'll definitely fix that. I'm gonna fix that off stream, okay? I just got to all I have to do is just remesh it and then kind of his pinky toe is mangled. And so is that toe. They're going to be, we didn't make them apart, so they're going to be kind of fused together anyway. We only separated the big toe. I don't rig the toes, so that's why I'm not too concerned about them. As long as they look like feet, we're good. All right. Just looking around, doing one more little search here before we go in. I mean, the tweaks aren't over. They're still, there's plenty of things to tweak, even well after this step in the process, in the workflow. But we're just trying to get it as good as we possibly can so we don't have to fix too much later or tweak too much later. All right, back to the hand. Because the face does not understand. I don't know why I said that. Anyway, set origin. We want to do origin to 3D cursor because we're going to mirror this hand. And if it's not perfectly aligned with this cursor, it's not going to mirror right. Add the modifier, generate a mirror. Boom. Now we got two hands. He's whole once again. Besides the fact that he doesn't have any hair yet, but he's whole. He's a whole body. I do have a bald character coming up, so that will be a much quicker process, I guess. I don't think the hair is going to take too much time, but yeah, there's going to be a character coming up in among that 7 that we need for the beginning of our story here. That will be bald, so it'll pretty much end with there. The design will end once we get to the point where it's just the hair left. It's like, oh, there's no hair. We'll be good. All right, so I'm going to apply the mirror. Yeah, okay. And now, let's see, body. Make sure we don't select the hands or the camera. I don't know why those are showing, but hand and head. And Control J them. Now they are whole once again. Now, tweaks from here on out will include meshing these together smoothly and then retopologizing it. And we're going to have to adjust the same seams around his head here, because right now it still looks like there's two different parts here. We're going to fuse those together as well. We do not want to fuse the eyes. Okay, so that's why I hit them. The eyes will be their own thing, and we can rig them so we could look around, and as well as the mouth and the jaw. You can see that they're all together here, but all that will be fixed when we do the low poly retropology. It'll just be planes on just the lips here, and that'll leave a space for the mouth. Then we can put teeth in there, tongue, everything. All that stuff to be able to do it. Okay. I don't know why I had to make an example. You know how a mouth works, but I could do that. All right. So what I'm going to do now is sculpt mode. Before, I'm not gonna actually, once I fuse these together, hold on, let's see. We still had masks there. We don't want that. We're going to cover up these lines before we remesh them. I'm probably going to do everything after covering up the lines on the wrist and the neck here. I'll probably do the rest of the tweaks off stream because I gotta head out soon. But when we come back, it will be oh, look, I think I made a little mistake there here, but that's okay. We'll fix that. When I return to this, we'll be doing retopology. So we're only at 12 million. Okay. Well, I'm not going to say only. I thought it would be more than that for some reason. We are missing the mark here. We put the mask back on. That was an accident. And we want to add just an additional amount of clay around his wrists here. We do have symmetry on, so it's doing it on the other side. We got to make sure it's right. I'm just going to swing around here. I'm just going to cover that up, because if we retopologize this now, this will get more and more prominent, I believe. So we want to cover this. We don't need to make it that big, just enough to kind of just hide that. And then when we retopologize it, we can smooth all of it out. That's pretty much all we need to do now. Hey, Judicious, welcome to the stream. It's almost noon, but we're still morning technically, so good morning. We're going to just cover that up as best as we can. I've been so busy last 2 mornings, I haven't been able to drop in. Oh, that's no problem. Cool, welcome. I appreciate you. We will be we're going to do I'll be back later for Shadow Hearts. So I don't have like I said, I don't have a schedule, so I'm just letting you know verbally. If you want to see that, that's what I'll be doing later. We have a whole body here. I'm just covering up these seams so that when we when it gets remeshed, I can blend in the two parts together more. Probably have to fix this neck portion too, as far as the shape of it. I think my idea for this was for this to be one straight curved, well, not curved, not straight curved, but one curved line from this point to that point. That's what I was going for. I just couldn't because it was two different things. So this is the part where we kind of fix that, or at least we prepare to fix it. We're not gonna. I don't think I'm gonna get to it today. Alrighty then. Oh, if you're still here, I think I was getting Age of Mythology mixed up with Age of Wonder. I think that's why I thought. I think one of those is related to Age of Empires. I'm not really sure. I have to check. But I did wish list the one that you said. But I think when I was thinking of it, when you first mentioned it, I thought it was I was thinking of the other one. Okay, I brought that up because I saw someone was streaming it. Oh, that makes sense. Lots of similar name games in that genre. Yeah, yeah. I thought they were all related, but I guess they're not. I was like, oh, okay, so they just stopped with history. Now they're going with mythology or something like that. I don't know, but I know there's two different ones, and I always get those two confused. It's Age of Mythology and Age of Wonder. I'm under the impression that one of them is made, or at least not the one that you said. The other one I think was made by the same people who made Age of Empires, but I'm not sure anymore because now it's definitely a little confusing. I don't know. Maybe none of them are, or neither of them. So we're not going to fix it. We're going to leave these little things here. We just want to fuse those lines together so that way when we remesh them, then we can easily blend in the two here and they'll all be one thing. Age of Mythology is a spinoff from Age of Empires. Okay, got you. So that was the one. Unless they also made Age of Wonders. I actually don't know who made what anymore. Maybe we can go for the head right now. Let me see. I'm bringing up my character reference. It's a drawing of the character that I made. I drew most of my characters for this webcomic beforehand, and I do reference some of the likenesses for that. I'm gonna try to get this going, more a more even shape here instead of like two bumps. Oh, where's my radius? Oh, there it is. It never went anywhere. It just wasn't moving for some reason. Okay. Now we might be able to keep some of this line here, I think. But there isn't going to be a line under here because it's hanging down. So that's where it's going to be. It's not going to have any lines down there. So I'm going to try to bring it out a little bit at the bottom. But this could be, well, I don't know. It might not be lines here either. Maybe we could just pull the whole thing out. I think my radius is not large enough for this task, so we're going to raise it and try to slowly edge out the form here. And yeah, we're trying to get this a little more bulbous down there. Oops, we didn't want to do that. I think I could just pull out that bottom. Let's see at that point. Just yank it out. Let's see if that what happens if I do that. No, not not like that. Just keep going. Okay, it's a little straighter. It just doesn't. Well, maybe it doesn't have to. Maybe I'm gonna kind of bring it down just a little bit more. We have to fix his neck too. I'm gonna have to see. I want to see. I'm gonna have to gather a reference so I can kind of get it to look a little more realistic. Because I feel like from the side here, his neck might be a little too skinny. So I'm definitely gonna have to take a look at that. I think I'll do that again. I'll do that tweak off stream. And we can pull this back some. See if that'll help fix it. I have a slight reference for this kind of neck, but it might not be good enough. I might need something a little more detailed, so we're gonna have to look for something a little better, just to see how everything would connect on someone of this body type. Like, it looks fine from the front. It's just when I turn it to the side, it's something's off about it. My eyes are telling me that the neck here is not. It's a little too skinny. It has the width, it just doesn't have. Or sorry, it has the width on this side, but not on this side, and maybe the length too. So I don't know. We might have to kind of pull this up. As long we can make these types of changes, as long as we don't do the retopology, because that will mess with the UVs and whatnot. So we have to make sure that everything is good before we get to the UVs. So that way we don't have to do any major steps over again. Like where it connects here, I'm unsure about. I don't have a reference for that. So we'll just have to see here. Hmm. All right. Well, I'm gonna focus on this for right now. Then I'll look for something later for this later on in the day. Take a crack at that. I need to make sure. I feel like the back part needs thickening. Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. I pulled out a little bit, but I don't think it's enough. Kind of has like a tortoise, like he's sticking his head out like a tortoise a little bit, like a C that wraps around the back of his neck. You mean like a C like this way? Yeah. Hmm. Pull back some. Did I make a mistake here? I see a little thing there. That's only on one side. Oh, well, Chucky Boy would have that much curve from the skull. Yeah, yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Yeah, I think I might have messed up there. I want to see. I need to see how that looks on an actual person for reference. But I think yeah, that's where the problem might be. And I want to double check the length too, with with all this here, exactly where this neck shin would combo would stop at. I have a slight reference, but the guy is wearing a collar and it's covering up all the important stuff that I need to see. So I need to look for something a little better than that. I don't have the time to do it now, so I'm gonna have to put that on pause and take a look at it later. But I will pull this out some and then I'll adjust it accordingly once I get a proper uh, thing for it. Maybe I can inflate it. Since it's all one, I can get the head too. Yeah, I need to take a look at a big person's back too. Let's see here. Oh, Big Show. I don't know why it's not. Okay. I had to do that on my other computer because it's not opening for some reason. Okay, gotcha. Yeah. So it will come out more like this. Like from here. There's like a little pinch and then it will come straight back from here. But Big Show's he's kind of jacked though a little bit. I need to look at I am gonna do that. I'm gonna follow that, but I need to see someone like that's a little bit more heavier than that. Yeah, like you wouldn't see much of the S curve in the neck. Yeah. Can I pull that out? Oh, we're gonna get all the back too if I do it that way. If I do it that much. It's the middle point right there. That's a little better. Yeah, it actually looks better. Make sure that this is actually more. See if I can shave that down just a little bit more. It still has a width, but doesn't have like an inner tube around. Although he kind of has that. The Big Show kind of has that. I felt like it was more on this side than it was in the back, though. Once I remesh this, then I'll tweak it further. Trying to find a good pic of Al Roker from back in the day, but they all basically have the same neck. Okay, send that to me through Discord because I think I'm going to call it here. I'm definitely going to definitely finish tweaking this, and I'm gonna save this picture for later. Thank you for that. Um, hang on, let me see something real quick. Okay, I'm gonna head out. All right. Thank you so much for stopping by today. Really appreciate all of you who stopped by, everyone who watches the VODs and on YouTube. I will be back later for some gameplay of Shadow Hearts.